Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. Steve Buzza here, and today I'm talking about the lever system. I'm talking wrists and why I actually think wrists are a really desirable thing to be utilizing in your swing. And I sometimes feel like wrists get a bad name due to their ability to create speed, but then people think, well, I don't need the speed, so if I remove the wrist, instead of speed, I gain accuracy. I don't believe that statement is particularly true. And here's one of the main reasons. The positioning in the backswing. So let's say we use that classical L position, lead arm parallel with the ground, kind of shaft up at the sky. This position here correlates very closely to when we shift and we get into the downswing. So I see lots of people trying to work on lag, which is a different topic altogether. But if we want to create good control of that lever system, so we've got good control of the club head, we want to add it here, because if it's not there in the backswing, we then have to try and like manipulate it in the downswing. Very hard to manipulate it when the club is moving so fast. The other reason why I like trying to get this position is, if you think about it, we have to make the golf club light at some point. So if we go here, and I would do this one-handed, either hand, I would usually do this with the trail, feel how light it is compared to when it's out here. So what can happen, and this is why this is a little tough to do on your own, is your body will make it light. So if it gets too heavy, you'll start to shift and start to bend the arms to basically get underneath the golf club. If we can get it light here, all of a sudden it's very easy for me to twist. My arms can stay with great structure. You know, far easier way to not only control the golf club, but also think about it. If I deal with it down here, when I'm up here and I'm getting ready, my body is starting to change direction, or as the camera tried to change direction, as I'm changing direction, I don't want to be trying to get the wrists in a position so they can tag along as well. Let's get it out of the way. Let's then get into a beautiful position. Is the positioning, so I'm showing you the L, you know, in there. Is it going to vary slightly from person to person? Yes. If you look at my swing, I would class myself as someone very, pretty an early hinger. So when my arm is not quite got to parallel, I've already created that angle. Different from different people. So I would aim for this. Aim for this. If it's slightly less or slightly more and it feels good, I'd leave it. Why do the wrists sometimes get a bad name? So, and I would say this is the one. In a quest to do it, the wrist starts to cup and then we open the face. So you might have coaches that don't like what I've just said and they go, well, they'd rather have a bit less so you get better control of the wrist. I appreciate that concern, and if you're somebody that's slicing, you have to be very careful, because we're kind of fighting with two things. If we don't take control of the club, we're likely to get our body in shapes that are very hard to change direction. We'll probably then start coming over the top. You know, that's going to create a slice scenario. Versus if I get too open, I'm already slicing, yeah, I could potentially slice more. My personal opinion is I would rather take control of the wrists. If you then take control of the wrists, we can then prepare them in the transition. We're going to then hit some great shots. If we're trying to find the weight in the transition, there's no way we're then going to be able to prepare it on the way down, as shown by my very rowing-esque move with this shaft. So I hope this has helped. Drill wise, the one that I like is understanding the club head's got to travel further. So I will, let me get back here, I'm going to have the kind of shaft out here, kind of whiz it back. I think this is probably on my channel already. I call it the snake drill. You know, I'm trying to just get a little more energy into that golf club early on, just to build the feeling. And then you can also look at the back of the wrist. So as it starts to engage, you'll get creasing in the skin. Again, that's another good checkpoint for you to get that shaft in a good place. But I think it's pros and cons wise. I think there's so many pros to feeling like there's more wrist. I would highly recommend you try to utilize them, not put baby in a corner and go, you cause me issues, let's not deal with you. Use them, utilize them. I think your golf game will thank you. So as always, thanks for watching. Stay happy, stay safe. Hope to catch you soon.